What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. We are here with a brand new speed build for the beloved Pepper Legacy. The beloved, no, we didn't. We didn't hear that. Beloved Pepper Legacy. So as you guys know, I've been kind of talking about having them move. The only dilemma that I was kind of experiencing is I didn't know where I wanted them to move. But then, then the Sims 4 high school years came out and Copperdale was a clear choice. However, I kind of wanted to change up the aesthetic of their home. Although I really loved the little like farmer's cottage cabin thing that they were living in back in Strangerville, we kind of outgrew it in so many ways. Like only having one bathroom was really difficult. We also didn't have much space or like a dining room table or anything like that really, and it was cramped. It was super duper cramped. So when I bulldozed the lot, I thought for sure we had way much more. See, listen, we're going to talk later, and all this like mispronunciation and just fumble jumble of the sentences, it's going to make a lot of sense. I promise. Anyway, so as I was saying, like when I bulldozed the entire lot, I thought for sure I had at least like 50,000 simoleons because I feel like we've been grinding nonstop. However, to my surprise, only had like 36, and I was feeling stressed because I wanted this home to be a obvious upgrade. So I definitely had to put on my thinking cap for this and make my simoleon stretch. And with the aesthetic of the new home, I wanted it to be more modern. And here's why. With Liberty and Obi's jobs both kind of being in the tech field, in a sense. So, like, hear me out. Obi, he is in tech, and we know that, right? But, like, Liberty, she's an astronaut, which I also kind of find to be techie because she's building, rocket ships and things like that. Like, she's very, 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 I don't know, smart in that regard. And so I kind of thought maybe what's happening here is that Obi and Liberty, Obi specifically, had been relocated out to Copperdale because Copperdale, in essence, is kind of an older town, right? Like all of the homes are, built back in the 60s. It's very vintagey. It kind of gives you that small town vibe. There's not a lot of tech in the area, and maybe that's why Liberty and Obi came out, is because, Copperdale wants to, be a little more up to date with their tech. And what better way to do that to, introduce people into Copperdale that work in the tech field? I don't know. But that was just kind of my thought about it. And it made a lot of sense. But with that, I wanted to make a modern home, but I also needed it to fit Copperdale's aesthetic. So I kind of went with like a contemporary meets eco meets modern type of home. So we do have like solar panels on the roof. We do have some really cool like planters that I've never actually used before. I think I might have used them back in the day, maybe back in Eco Lifestyle. I don't actually know when they came out, but I guess in theory they're supposed to like hydrate your plants. Like you don't have to do anything, and I thought that would be really easy because we tried to do the farming gig, and literally, you guys, it was more of a hassle than it was worth. So I wanted them to still kind of pay homage to those roots, literally, but I didn't want them to be so preoccupied with like, smacking all these groundhogs and not actually accomplishing anything, because both of the boys, as you know, they're twins, Owen and Oliver, they're going to be aging soon. They're going to be reaching teenagehood, and Copperdale, although it may not be super tech savvy, does have a great education system, far better than Strangerville. In fact, I don't even think Strangerville has much of an education system, so they would have been traveling anyway. So it just kind of all fell into place. And I'm really excited to see what high school looks like for them. I'm not gonna lie though, I'm a little more excited to see what high school looks like for Lillian, because she's literally a savage. Like, I don't care what anybody says, she's a savage. She is a bouncy ball. She's all over the place. She doesn't care. I love her, but also I don't like her. It's weird. It's a love-hate relationship. I don't know how to put my finger on it, but y'all seem to be like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over her, and I like it because she is kind of different. And I think deep down, she has a heart. She has compassion. But that little girl's a spitfire. So as you guys can see, I'm kind of figuring out the layout. And originally in the kitchen, I had like a really big window, and I like that because while you're like doing the dishes or you're washing your hands or whatever it is that you're doing, you get this beautiful view of the pier. It's gorgeous. So this location is perfect for a house like this because it's kind of tucked off in the distance, whereas it doesn't have necessarily like an aesthetic to live up to. It can kind of be whatever entity it wants to be, and that's why I put it here. But also, like, with a lot of the windows facing towards the pier, you get those gorgeous like views at night. So that was really exciting. The layout the layout is an upgrade. Okay, I actually played very briefly in this house and enjoyed it thoroughly because now we have two full-sized bathrooms, which I mean I think is decent, right? I only have 3 bedrooms still, but the way that the bedrooms are laid out, I feel like although snug, it's gonna work for us. We're just not gonna have any more kids, and I honestly don't know why I decided to go with 4 of them. I don't know. I mean, Lillian, I'm so glad that she was born, okay, but like Lexi, I feel bad for her because Lillian literally takes out her aggression on her little sister. I don't know if it's jealousy or what the heck it is, but it's been like that natural dynamic that has happened from the start. So a couple other things that I wanted to note. I wanted to make sure that I brought most of the items from the old house. So we do have our fish. I forgot what his name was. So if anybody can remember off the top of their heads, y'all know the Pepper Legacy better than I do probably then. Let me know in the comments down below. But here is Obi and Liberty's room. I wasn't sure how I wanted to stage this because again, I had to kind of find this sweet little balance of like luxury and minimalism. Is that the word? Basically being cheap. Frugalism. We're making new words up. So I didn't want to go like gung-ho with the expensive furniture, and I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I did have to cheat like 1,000 simoleons. I know. I know. It's bad, but I did. I'll pay it back. Like, let's just pretend it was like a, you know, SimCity loan or something, right? Yeah, sure, okay. But I used a lot, like, of the tiny living pack, like a ton. I don't really like the way that these beds look. I have like a love-hate relationship with them. I do think I changed them a little bit later. I wanted to keep the astronaut space theme in the boys' room, even though, to be honest with you, Oliver could care less. He's more of like a Void Critters fan. We know this about him. But just the general like consensus of the room, it's definitely spacey themed, and there's a lot of brand new items with the, I forgot what it was like the shoot, I forgot, the brand new pack with the kids, like where it's kind of outdoorsy, you know, yeah, that one. So there's like a lot of space themed stuff. I don't use any of it, but I just, you know, I was like, oh, I could, you know, in theory. But anyway, so the room is still very spacey theme. It's definitely a little more, I guess, like, you know, minimalistic, just because financially I don't have a lot of money and I didn't want to strap Obi and Liberty super duper thin. So we're gonna go and continue to kind of furnish the house a little bit and do what it do. I do have the rocket ship in the back, and then you might have noticed, somebody was asking me about this, but you might have noticed a little like Peloton bike. It's not a Peloton bike. It's an is it an elliptical? No, it's not an elliptical. It's like a bike. It's a bike. I don't know. Anyway, that is actually custom content, and Ocean does have a video up on that particular kit. I've been thinking about doing a review because I haven't actually checked out all the items either, but it is CC, and the only thing I don't like about it is that like Liberty has a daily goal, work goal, to work on her fitness, and for whatever reason that bike does give you a fitness skill, but it doesn't contribute to the work goal, which I find so weird. I don't know why that is. Like, it doesn't count as working out even though it's giving you the fitness goal. That's like the only downside to that. Otherwise, honestly, like, that is such a perfect piece of equipment. I really do wish we'd have more of those in the game, like, officially. But anyways, let me go ahead and tell you a little bit about what's going on over here on these parts, on Jen's parts. So if you guys didn't know, I'm pregnant. It's really quiet. Say something. Just kidding. No, not kidding. I am pregnant. You guys probably already know by now. At least everybody on Twitter does. I haven't really made like a formal announcement or anything here on the YouTubes. But I'm actually 4 months pregnant, so I'm almost like halfway done. crazy because it's been flying by like a spaceship, like a flying sausage. It's been crazy. So that's why, like, if you guys remember when I was pregnant back in the city living days, like, oh, the pregnancy brain was real. Y'all were having fun with that, and it's back. She is back. But I don't know. It is what it is. You know, I kind of like having pregnancy brain because it teaches me how to chillax a little bit and not like be hung up on perfection. Because if you know me in person, you know that like I'm the type of chick that wears her heart in her sleeve. I'm also the type of chick that like you'd feel very comfortable with because I'm constantly making a buffoon out of myself. Like I'm very chill. Like I really am. Like I'm not like super caught up on being perfect or appearances. Like I love quirks. I love, you know, individualism. I love, you know, uniqueness and things like that. And like, I don't know why sometimes when I do YouTube, I'm like, gotta say this right, gotta do that right, like gotta be, it's weird. It's a when you do YouTube for as long as I have, it's just kind of, it becomes like a mind F. Like I don't know how to explain it. So having something like this where I can't control it, no matter how much I try, actually you would think it would be a bad thing, but it's a good thing because it makes me relax more because I'm like, oh, I screwed that up, haha, funny, like, you know, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, I'm pregnant. I'm 4 months and whew, it's been a doozy. So I know some of you guys have been concerned because with my previous pregnancy, I did have a rough time during and after. I never told you guys like exactly what had happened because if I'm being very honest with you, talking about it was super triggering, and it brought back a lot of memories, and I had a really hard time. Like I really did. I don't think you guys really understand for how many years on top of my rocky relationship that I was struggling, and thankfully I'm in a much better place, like relationship wise and just even mentally speaking, and physically as well. I mean, I never really lost the baby weight from Crixus, and it's kind of funny, and I'm laughing because like it's a long story, but okay, I'm gonna tell you. So basically what had happened, okay, it's like this thing on Twitter. So basically we called the pump the cheeseburger, and this is why. So I started kind of getting really bloated very early in the game, and that's kind of how I knew I was pregnant, because I mean it looked like I ate like 50 cheeseburgers, girl. Like I was thickums, okay? I was thick, double C, but like I didn't understand why, you know. So very early on I looked like I was like, you know, 6 months pregnant or whatever. And I remember one day we had just eaten like a bunch of food, cheeseburgers, and I was in the kitchen and then Crixus comes up and he's looking at my stomach and he goes, "Mommy, you have baby?" And I look at him and I'm like, damn, the intuition on this one. I look at him and I go, because I wasn't ready to tell him yet. So I look at him and I go, no, I just ate a lot. And he goes, oh, okay. You have cheeseburger. Okay. And he like thinks about it for a second, walks off. Then the next morning he sees it again. And I don't know what's going on in his little 5-year-old mind. But he looks at me and goes, he stops me in the kitchen again. And he goes, "Mommy, are you sure you don't have baby?" "Oh, right. You have cheeseburger." And it was just the funniest thing ever because of the way he said it. Like, if you don't know, like Crixus is literally a meme. Like, I don't talk about him enough on here, but y'all, this kid, he's wild. He's wild. Like this, I think y'all would love him. I really do. I think if you got to know his personality, you'd be like, "Oh my God, Jen, that is your kid through and through." He is spicy. Let me tell you, he puts you in your place. He tells you how it is. Like one of his favorite things to say is, "It's fine." I'm like, "Crixus, can you please clean up your toys? Like, you know, you're making, it's fine. Relax," you know, but he says it in such a way that's like endearing. It's like you want to get mad at him, but you can't because he's so freaking cute. Oh my God, I love that boy. So anyway, yeah, I definitely had a lot of trouble with him and you know, the birth and like postpartum stuff, but ultimately, ultimately, I think, it is what it is. In case you guys didn't, I mean, I don't like talking about it, but I'll tell you, in case you guys didn't know what I had with Crixus, I actually had preeclampsia or eclampsia. So basically I had high blood pressure, but I didn't actually get the high blood pressure until after I gave birth to Crixus, which of course is rare. And so it ended up actually sending me into a seizure. Okay. I peed myself. That was exciting. And I was in the hospital for a week. My kidneys were having high levels of protein. I was on a very thin line of needing like dialysis, and it was pretty scary. I was on heavy doses of magnesium. I was anemic because I had bled a lot during, giving birth to him, and it was scary. It was scary. I was on high blood pressure medication for like a little while, not too bad. Thankfully, it did regulate itself pretty quickly, but like going on high blood pressure medication, I'll never forget the time I was editing the pancake LP when we were doing like the, we're like dine out kind of thing. And I was hearing robots like while I was editing it, like everything sounded like robots. It was crazy. But anyways, yeah, that's what I had. And yes, I do have a high chance of, preeclampsia or eclampsia, whatever you want to call it, being a thing and landing me in the same position, which, yeah, it can be fatal. I'm not stupid. I know the risk that I'm taking. But thankfully they do have me on, baby aspirin, and I am watching my weight this time. That was another contributing factor. I gained 80 pounds with Crixus, 80. And this time around, I'm, like I said, 4 months, and I've only gained 3 pounds. So, your girl's doing the best she can. Although I'm not gonna lie. Like, the Tonight Dough cookie dough, like ice cream stuff, ooh, F me up. Like some Buffalo Wild Wings, Thai curry, F me up. I mean, some McDonald's French fries, F me up. Like, I mean, your girls got needs, and those fulfill the needs. But anyway, like, in all sincerity, I'm trying. So don't be worried. Long story short, I love how I just talk forever. Don't be worried. It is what it is, and I trust the process. I'm doing the best I can, but I do appreciate your guys' concerns. But yeah, I'm pregnant. Also, I've been reading a really good book. It's called Ugly Love. If you guys ever get stumped on like storylines or you need inspiration, I highly suggest reading a book. Like, I know it's crazy, but books have taught me a lot about character development. They've taught me a lot about storylines. It's a little bit harder when you're, creating content and there's like live input. But I do think I really want to revisit storyline, based LPs, but I don't want to necessarily take so much inspiration from the comments. Like, I kind of want you guys to like, see what I have in store for you. But yeah, Colleen Hoover, she's a really good author. I love the Ugly Love novel so far. I'm halfway done. I only got it like the other day, which is crazy. It's very easy to read. Like, I resonate with the way that she writes. Like, it's just very personable. It's not so much like bookish, like it feels like I'm like just reading as if someone was telling me a story. It's weird, but you should check it out. It's called Ugly Love. And then also one other thing that I gotta tell you, because the Sims team just released it, I helped collaborate with them on a new kit, and it's called First Fits Kit, or their first fits kit. It's really it's a tongue twister. I'm having a hard time, but yeah, I'm really excited for you guys to check that out too. That was fun. We'll talk more about that like a little bit later on, but that does come out September 1st. So your girl's been busy, really busy, like really busy. But anyways, oh my god, I am like so all over the place. The pregnancy hormones, y'all remember this? They had me like jumping Jenny beans, because my name's Jen. Okay, wow. Anyways, so hopefully you guys don't mind when I talk like about like stuff that's going on in my life. It's just literally speed builds are the only time for me to do that. But we're pretty much done with the build. I'm wrapping up the exterior, the landscaping. It's very minimalistic, right? Very simple. I wanted to keep it that way. Yes, in theory, I do wish we had a bigger backyard. But I do love that I was able to fit that rocket ship somewhere somewhere on the lot, and I think it's going to be a nice little place for Liberty to come back out, you know, and relax and work on her rocket ship. It's just, we really need to get a move on. So I'm going to be filming the next episode of the Pepper Legacy right after this. I can't wait to dive in and get a move on. It is winter currently in game. Right now it's summer, just because, you know, when you build in winter, it's just so ugly. Like, you can't really see what the heck you're doing. And then when it becomes like spring, or like, you know, spring or summer, that's like, it's like being at a club, you know, and the lights are dark. And then when you turn it on, you're like, whoa, damn, you look different. It's like that. So basically, I just wanted to build in summer to avoid that confusion. You know, being build fished is basically what I'm getting at. So anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video here. I hope that you all enjoyed. I will be putting this on the gallery at 102606 CC free, if you guys are interested. And yeah, with that said, don't forget to go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe. And let me know what you guys think in the comments down below where the sun does not shine. And I will see you all next time. Bye, guys.
This time I need to wait it out. Hold on tight, there's a storm.